Are your spirit guides ignoring you, or are they simply respecting a boundary that you didn't even know you had? Stick around and let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Veronica, and welcome to the Wholeness Shift. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad you found me. And if you're already part of the family, welcome back. You know I love you. I teach people about easy, practical spirituality and intentional living. I help you navigate your spiritual awakenings by teaching you about all the things that you probably want to know about, such as pendulums and spirit guides and reincarnation and so many more topics. We talk about aliens. We talk about just all the things. So, if this is something that interests you, please hit the subscribe button below, because not only does it help my channel more than you can realize, but I don't want you to miss out on anything good that's actually going to change how you experience your journey and benefit you. Most people assume that when they can't hear their guides, it means their guides aren't there. But the real answer actually has to do with a universal law that governs us all: energetic sovereignty. And once you understand it, it changes the whole way that you think about your relationship with your team. Today, we're talking about why your guides might feel silent and why the silence has way more to do with free will than it does abandonment. So let's start here. You are a sovereign being. That means no person, place, entity, or energy, including your own spirit guides, have permission to override your free will. Now, with that being said, I always get this question, with this being said, yes, your guides and your angel do have permission typically to step in and save you if you're in a super dangerous situation. They can step in and protect you or save your life if it's not meant for you to be harmed. Right? It's not your time to go. It's not in your plan to be harmed. They can step in and help you. But beyond that, this isn't a nice metaphor. It's universal law. The same way gravity is a law, this is a law. Your guides can see the big picture. They know your soul contract. They know what you signed up for before you incarnated, and they know how it all plays out. But none of that gives them permission to just barge in and take over. Like if you get off track and you're getting detoured and you're on a little side quest, they will never ever force themselves on you. They won't force information on you. They won't override any decisions that you're making, even if it's a quote bad one, because they know that there's not really any such thing as bad ones. There are lessons to be learned in everything. There's value to be found in everything. And so your free will reigns all, and they will let you experience that. Now down the road, they might help you navigate back from the detour you took, but they're going to let you do what you're going to do. And that's not coldness. That's respect. Here's what people get confused. You go through a rough season, you're praying, you're meditating, you're asking your guides for a sign, and you hear nothing. You have silence. And the ego jumps in and says, see, they're not real. They've left you. Nobody's listening. They probably aren't even real to begin with. But that's not what's happening. Your guides are always there. They are never not there. They can always hear you, even when you can't hear them. What actually blocks the two-way communication is usually one of two things. Your vibrations are low and it's acting like static on the line. Or, and this is the part nobody talks about, you have an unspoken boundary up. Maybe part of you doesn't actually want the answer. You're not ready for it. You're not ready to face it. You're not ready to take action on it. Maybe part of you on an energetic level or a spiritual level is scared of the outcome or scared of what your guides would have to say if you got to talk to them and they give you their opinion or they intervened. Maybe you're afraid of what comes next. You're afraid of the work. All of those scenarios. Maybe you're scared and you're putting up a block to it. Your guides will respect that, even if you don't consciously realize that you're the one holding the door shut. This is the part that I want you to really sit with. Sovereignty isn't just your guides respecting your boundaries. It also means that they will not rescue you from every single hard thing just because it's hard. They're not going to swoop in and fix your life for you, sometimes even if you ask, simply because you're uncomfortable. There is value in the hard lessons, even the ones that feel unfair. Your guides know that discomfort is often the exact thing that's moving your soul contract forward. So when it feels quiet, it's not abandonment. It's them trusting you to walk through it because they already know that you can. And sometimes you contracted to come here and do exactly that. You wanted to come experience a hard life, experience a hard season of life, have a hard situation, maybe addiction, maybe the loss of a child, maybe poverty, maybe sickness, illness, like who knows? Who knows? And just, should I say it? I'm going to say it. Sorry. I thought about it for a minute, like, should I filter? If you're tempted right now to jump in my comments and come for me and be like, there's no way that I chose this. There's no way. How dare you? Save it. I have compassion for you. I have empathy if you went through any of those hard things. But don't clog up my comments with nastiness like that. If you're not willing to accept that there might be a higher purpose that you chose before incarnating here, then you're probably not ready for any of this information anyways. I'm not saying that to be cold or unloving, but just listen to this with an open heart and an open mind, and maybe something can plant a seed that would grow later. And if you're like, absolutely not, no way, no how, then I understand if you can't watch this. That's okay. I totally understand. Okay, I digress. So, what do you actually do with this? First, stop assuming silence means absence. It doesn't. Talk to your guides anyways. Out loud or in your head. They hear you either way. Second, get honest with yourself about whether there's a part of you that's scared or blocked or not wanting to move forward with this, or not wanting the answers that you might get, because sovereignty means that they're waiting for your real consent, your enthusiastic consent, not just your surface level asking an inquiry. They want to know you really mean that you really want to know, that you really want the help. And like I said earlier, sometimes even then they won't help if it's meant for your highest good. Third, raise your vibrations, do the shadow work, clear the static. Fourth, get specific, ask your guides directly. Show me if I'm the one blocking this, please. Sometimes you'll be shocked at what comes through once you actually ask that question instead of just asking for the sign. Because honestly, they know a lot of things about you you don't even realize about yourself. Because they can see all the inner workings. They're all in your subconscious. They're all in your thought patterns and your real, you could say you're not afraid, but energy doesn't lie. They can see your energy, right? So they know more about you than you know about yourself. Just ask them. And now I'll bring up SPOMI here briefly, my main guide, SPOMI, since this is such a core recurring anchor for trust, natural connection point. Honestly, this is something SPOMI taught me directly. Early on, I kept asking for answers and getting nothing. And it wasn't until I asked, is it me, that I actually got clarity. Turns out I didn't really want to hear what he had to say yet. So he was like, Now, another time he was super quiet that I've talked about before was when my pendulum actually went completely silent for a period of, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 years. Years. It's a long time when you're just learning to connect and everything, and you're excited to use your pendulum, and then it just won't work for years. Talk about feeling abandoned and left. Now I know it was for my own good. They knew that I really wanted, and it would benefit me and my path to develop my other gifts. I would never have taken the time or had the flaming desire to develop my other gifts unless that pendulum stopped working and I had no other way to really connect or hear them, because I didn't know those other ways that I teach about at the time, right? So they took the pendulum away. And then I had to develop my gifts. And now I can hear them in other ways, and I rarely use the pendulum. But anyways, that was another time that they went quiet, but they weren't really quiet. They were still there. They were just helping me. It's kind of like when you're learning to ride a bike and you have the training wheels on, and then you get the training wheels taken off, right? Somebody's running behind you holding the seat, and then it just goes quiet for a while, and you look behind, and it's because they're way back there because you needed to learn to ride on your own, and you were doing it. So anyways, keep an open mind. So once again, sovereignty works both ways, even with the guide who loves you the most. Your guides aren't ghosting you. They're just respecting the free will that you asked for when you signed up for this human experience on Earth. If this helped you reframe the silence, then hit the subscribe button for me, please. I would appreciate it. It helps me a lot. And drop me a comment. Tell me, have you ever realized that you were the one blocking the communication? Because I want to hear it. I read all my comments. I respond to most of them. And I love to hear what you have to say. All right, you guys. Until next time.